the vertices or something? Is mob dot rotate even a thing? I guess there's one way to find out. I'm gonna go to OpenGL object. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. It is a thing. Okay. I have to get an angle here. I'll just do self dot. But I'm gonna want to rotate it by dt, so I'll just do that. Okay, then the vertices, I'm gonna add that. Okay. Not sure why that reversed, but all right. I do Q. It freezes, so it's not even calling updaters. I wonder where this loop is blocking. This is so weird. And then presumably after I do this, it starts again. Okay, I have to figure out where this loop is blocking. I wonder if... Well, I set quit interaction to false here. That's gonna be super annoying. Okay. Here I'll say... Oh no, do I just print A? And then here I'll print B. I just need to figure out where it's going. Or where it's blocking. Maybe actually... This will be C. I wish I could use PDB here, but with multi-threaded code, that's bound to be a nightmare. Okay, so this goes as long as I want. If I hit Q, A, and no B. So from that, I think it's just going here, and is it blocking on if not self.q.empty? Weird. Let me try that again. Then it continues it, blocks again. Okay, so let's do this again. So here, it's paused, and it keeps printing this AB. The next time, it's paused, and it does not keep printing this AB. A. It's not going to this B. So it must be blocking on if not self.q.empty, right? Or am I not emptying the queue? Okay, it's going in here somewhere. Gotta be. Let's call this AA. This is not the correct way to debug, by the way. Don't do this in real life. Okay, so we'll go in here somewhere. I think call this... I'm running out of prefixes. I'll call this D and this E. There's going to be a lot of output. Okay, let's try this. Okay, A-B alternating. Okay, A, double A, and then D. So I went here. It did manage to do this check. Got here. Then I got to elif 2.0 that starts with X. So I went here. It did manage to do this check. Got here. Then I got to elif 2.0 that starts with exit. 2.0, that means it removed something from the queue, which starts with exit and it stopped there. Why was the queue not empty? Weird. So what I want you to know is, before I start here, I want to print the size of the queue. Which I don't even know how to get the size of the queue. Just like this. I don't even know how to get the size of the queue. From queue, import queue. So it should be like... I think I should... Hold on. Okay, so this probably just has a len. Empty, full, get, join. There's a queue size, but it's not reliable, it says. It actually says all of these aren't reliable. Empty isn't reliable, full isn't reliable. Are any of them reliable? Maybe I could just use an entirely different queue. Whoops. But I'm gonna try just printing queue size. It should be 0. Should always be 0 when it gets here. So all your videos have disappeared. That is due, for example, the calculation videos are not available. The calculation videos. Calculation of what? I know that Twitch clears out the, like, pretty old ones eventually. Okay. Oh, I didn't call it. Okay, then I'm gonna queue here. The queue size is 1. Which it shouldn't be. It should be 0. I wonder why that happened. I pressed Q. So self.quit interaction became true. Went through this. I wonder where something was added to the queue. How do you even put things on the queue? Is it like q.put? Self.q.put. So one of those had to be executed. Let me just print out what's on top of the queue. I wonder if I can print it without pulling it off of the queue. Is there a way to do that? Probably isn't. Get. There's a get. Get no wait, which I won't want to use. I just use get and then print that out. So I'm gonna say tuple self dot u. Yeah, then I'm going to print out this. But I only want to but I only want to do that if the size is not 0. So I want to do that if this is greater than 0. Then I'm going to print that. Okay. Not that. Wait. Let's try this again. All right, and now wait, that made sense. For a second that was confusing, but I took off whatever was on the queue prior to pausing, and now it isn't, and now I can interact and stuff. It's pausing the way I expect it to. But the question remains, what is on the queue? Exit keyboard. Was that what it was both times? Probably was. So I'm gonna do this again. This time, nothing on the queue. I continue once. This time, exit keyboard. Q. This time, exit keyboard again. So each time I exit, wait a second. I'm not exiting with the keyboard. I'm exiting from the window. So why was the exit keyboard token ever pushed onto the queue? Because it's going through this loop. I hit the callback on key press. I triggered this callback, which triggers this callback. And this is how it stops. So where in this workflow is the exit keyboard pushed onto the queue, which is only pushed in like one place? Here. Oh. Anytime the keyboard thread stops, even if it doesn't stop itself, it pushes this on the queue. That's dumb. Like, I know why I did this. I did this so that if I quit from the shell, if I quit with the keyboard, it would automatically quit the render and stuff. So you couldn't quit, like, if you stop the keyboard, doesn't matter how, it's gonna stop everything else. However, I don't want to push this token if the keyboard didn't stop itself. So unfortunately, I don't know if there's a way to check if the keyboard stopped itself from here, or if something else stopped the keyboard. Maybe there is. What is this shell? Shell. If it's passed to IPython. Interactive shell embed. Let's see if this returns anything. So this, create a configurable, create a, what? Create a configurable given a config. Okay, you passed this. Subclass of config, okay, it doesn't tell me anything it returns. Okay, you passed this. Subclass of config, okay, it doesn't tell me anything it returns. Maybe I can just try to print what it returns. You just say like red equals this and try to print it. Don't know what that's gonna do. Okay, now that I figured out the problem, I'm gonna take out all these prints. Well, not that one. But these. Yeah, I'll keep that. Always debugging, okay. Yeah, it's just none. Oh, well. Why is that reversing? Whatever, I don't care. Glad I don't have to fix that right now. Okay, all I want to do is just clear the queue. That's what I want to do. Unfortunately, all the queue methods are not reliable. This method will likely be removed at some point. Use queue size equals 0 as a direct substitute, but be aware that either approach risks a race condition where a queue can grow before the result of empty or queue size can be used. Create code that needs to wait for all queued tests to be completed. The preferred technique is to use the join method. What does join do? Blocks until all items in the queue have been gotten and processed. Oh. I think that's what I want to do. The count of unfinished tasks goes up whenever an item is added to the queue. The count goes down whenever a consumer thread calls task underscore done to indicate the item was retrieved and all the work on it is complete. When the count of unfinished tasks drops to 0, join unblocks. So you call task done? Indicate a formerly enqueued task is complete. For each get used to fetch a task, a subsequent call to task done tells the queue that the processing on the task is complete. If a join is currently blocking, it will resume when all items have been processed, meaning that task done call was received for every item that had been put into the queue. Okay. So how can I make this work? The only thing you can put on the queue is exit signals. That's it. What did I call it? Like file system, whatever? Oh, you can push reruns, but that's not true. So you can push reruns and you can push exits. Keyboard thread that join, then it raises this exception. So I think I want to join here. Won't I? I guess this main thread handles everything. So I guess only this one can call task done. So I think here I should do self.queue.task done. And then it'll raise, and that'll do the rerunning. Although, is there any reason to do this if it's been joined? There probably is. So it starts with rerun. It's going to do this, and then do task done. Fine. Starts with exit. It's going to join the keyboard thread. And eventually it'll break. So what I'm going to do is not join. Where should that be? Where should the task done for the keyboard thread occur? Here, this exit keyboard. If you break, if you get here, this is what I think needs to happen. We're gonna take that out for now. This is what I think needs to happen. We're gonna take that out for now. The reruns, I don't know what I'll do. I'm gonna take that out for now. And then here, I just gotta clear everything from the queue. So if I join the keyboard thread here, that means the keyboard thread puts something on a queue. So I'm gonna say like while queue.queue size greater than 0, just get off the queue. Okay. But I think it'd be worthwhile to here. I should probably assert self.queue.queue size is 0. And if it's not, then something's probably wrong. Okay. So, try this again. Still don't know why that's reversing, but okay. Alright, so this continues to the next thing. And this continues to the next thing. Don't know why it's reversing, but what are you gonna do? Great, perfect. I'm gonna take out all these prints now. Oh man. Stuff is gonna be so coupled with... Okay. Anyway, I think I can run this now without printing all over the place. Perfect. And I can stop rotating this too. Okay, back to where I was in the first place. Maybe I should just commit this now. Made a fair number of changes. Yeah. And I added the standard, yeah. Shaders 3 standard. What is design 4? It's probably something I want. Let me just look at it. Oh, it's that Cybertruck. Great, that's nice. Alright, so now I can get back to what I was doing before. So I have some vertices. The vertex shader is gonna swap these into normalized device coordinates. Then occurs the primitives generation. Okay, and I know what I want to do for here. For primitives generation, I'm gonna want to draw a triangle through these points and show that appearing. I think triangle is a... no, polygon. Great, I can just put a bunch of vertices. So I'm gonna say... no, polygon. Great, I can just put a bunch of vertices. So I'm gonna say... triangle equals... and equals what? NGL polygon. And I have to put in those points. This would just be star of dot get center or dot in vertices. Then if I play show creation of that. Okay. One thing that would also be nice, if I could skip to a certain point and only start the animation and the skipping from there, that would be nice. It didn't happen. Show creation is not defined. That's weird. Oh, it's a create now. Actually, I thought I had a way to do that. I'll have to dig it back up to see what it was. Great, so I'll do that. And then I think I'll fade out the vertices at the same time. However, at this point it's getting kind of annoying that I have to start from the beginning here and skip through these. I think they should happen one after another. Okay, that's actually perfect. And that tracks pretty well with this, the vertex primitives generation. And then the rasterization, I'm gonna fill this with squares. Then I can start doing the fragment shader and doing some blending. Okay. Yeah. So I think you can close this. Exit out of that too. Actually, I wonder... that's kind of cool. Okay, now I gotta look for a way to start somewhere other than the beginning, which I think I already had a way to do this. When I put in the live reloading PR. Skip animation preview equals true at one point and then false at another point. So maybe right at the beginning I can do self.skip animation preview. And then before the part that I'm interested in, I can bring that back. And it didn't work that time. Let's see if I can get it to work at all. No, it's not working. Dang. But then again, I have these interactive embeds here. Why don't I just... I guess I have to take these out too.